A recent issue of the Harvard Business Review has a big section about rebuilding trust. John O'Toole, Warren Bennis, a lot of detail about how to tell truth to power and how we need to create a culture of candor, and we think that's all fabulous. What we're going to try and do is boil that down into a simple process that we can teach you in 5 minutes. Let's start with the 3-year-old, Kaylee, my niece. I missed her birthday celebration in the morning recently because I had a prior engagement. And I had to sit down with Kaylee and say, did I hurt your feelings by not being there for your birthday? She said, yes. I said, I'm sorry. I probably need to walk across the parking lot on my knees to let you know how much I care about you and how sorry I am. And she said, twice. So after we got done with that, I was able to then say, I'm really sorry again. Can I come back to the family? And she said, you have to buy me French fries. I said, okay, French fries it is. And you bet that I'd better make the next birthday because I still have to prove myself. So that's the formula for regaining the trust of a 3-year-old. Now, in real life, it's just about that simple. We think there are 3 steps to the process. First, acknowledge that the trust was broken. So you can't rebuild something unless you first acknowledge that it's broken, right? Second, you need to apologize and make amends. And third, you need to request, with due humility, to rejoin the community. It's that simple. I think one of the challenges is that in business school, as you're working on your MBA, you spend a lot of time looking at spreadsheets and trying to figure out how to maximize profit. One of the things they don't teach at the Harvard Business School is that trust is not a byproduct of profit. Profit is, however, a byproduct of trust. So if you're only thinking about profit, if you're only thinking about numbers, if you're only thinking about departmental structure, you're missing the fact that businesses are about making promises and keeping promises. And that is what we're really talking about. A 3-year-old can understand a promise, and a 3-year-old can understand a broken promise, and a 3-year-old understands that you need to do something serious in order to regain the trust that was lost. Now, if we were to take a moment and contrast what's going on in the real world with this simple 3-step process, we'd see that as far as acknowledging the lost, in the real world, most people are acting as if nothing has happened. They're saying, pay no attention to our new corporate structure. Pay no attention to the fact that we've taken money from the federal government to keep us from going under. We're the organization to help you achieve your dreams. Of course, if you had money invested in our stock over the last 18 months, it's probably down to single digits. But pay no attention. We're the organization to help you achieve your dreams. And so there's a certain unreality that tends to creep in as you listen to advertising from the big organizations who betrayed our trust, lost our money, and now want us to send in more. With regard to apologizing and making amends, many of the big firms are satisfying themselves by saying, in the light of recent events, we've re-examined our business practices and we can find no cause for concern. Well, I feel a whole lot better. You haven't found any cause for concern. The fact that my retirement program is down to half what it was 2 years ago is obviously not a big issue with you guys. But you know what? I'm not going to send you any more money until I have a sense that you're going to do something rational with it. And finally, when it comes to humbly requesting to rejoin the community, many of the firms are out there advertising like crazy, saying, we now have a hyphenated company name. We now have a new value proposition. We now have an entirely new structure guaranteed by the federal government, and you should pay no attention to any of that. You should just know that we're here for you. Again, failing to recognize that the trust was lost is no way to get the trust back. It's so simple, a 3-year-old could do it. And frankly, if you worked with that process in your organization, I think you'd have no cause for concern. It's quite simple, really. A business is nothing more than a machine for making and keeping promises. And if you take care of your promises, the trust and the profit will take care of themselves.